Plus. Next. In a world where war was constantly happening, where it was a matter of when and not if. Even now, a war is happening inside the world. The people call it the Third Great Shinobi World War. Inside a small country called the Land of Hot Water, a camp of ninjas stood. They all carried headbands with a leaf symbol inscribed on them. And inside this camp of ninjas was a small tent where a child of only 12 years of age. It was at this moment that the young kid woke up suddenly. Huff asterisk asterisk huff asterisk. Turning his head left and right, the young ninja looked at his surroundings in surprise. Where am I? He thought as he tried to make sense of his current location, however he came up with a blank. At least until a few moments later when he felt the start of a major headache. It started slowly, but after a few seconds, the headache ramped up, almost overwhelming him completely, causing the ninja to hold his head in pain and gather himself almost in a ball from the pain he was experiencing. Keijuo. A genin of the Hidden Leaf Village. Keijuo questioned himself as if doubting what he was seeing as memories flashed through his mind. In the world of Naruto. Keijuo thought as shivers ran down his spine. No way. This is some prank, it has to be some kind of elaborate prank, Keijuo thought as he quickly jumped from the bed, his headache practically forgotten at the piece of shocking news. Heading to the entrance of the tent, Keijuo almost ripped the fabric apart as he went outside to look at his surroundings. As soon as he was out of the tent, Keijuo stopped. His eyes grew wide, and shock and horror appeared in his expression. All around him stood tens upon tens of similar green tents, but that wasn't what shocked Keijuo. It was the screams of people, the bloody smell in the air. It's true, Keijuo thought, his mind had turned into a mess as he looked around at the roaming ninjas. Their expressions looked grim as they walked, their clothes adorned with patches of blood and their hands almost completely scarred. Some had even lost their eyes while others had deep scars that went through the entirety of their face. Quickly Keijuo turned around and headed back into his tent, his mind working on overdrive as he tried to adapt to the situation he had found himself in. Sitting back on his bed once more, Keijuo started thinking. I'm inside the world of Naruto, my name is Keijuo, and am a genin from the genin core of the Hidden Leaf. I failed my Jonin Sensei exam last month and only a month later was sent to the front line against the Hidden Cloud. It is currently the era of the Third World War and Hiruzen is still the Hokage. Keijuo thought as he took everything in, analyzing the memories he had gained. I currently have low genin level chakra reserves and only know the 3 academy jutsu, and even those are only at the basic level. How the fuck am I supposed to survive in this shithole? Where's my damned cheat? Keijuo thought as he pressed his temples in anger. It was at this moment that the entrance of his tent was opened and a young man came inside. He was about 20 years of age with brown spike hair that went all the way to his shoulders. Keijuo, we've got a patrolling mission, get ready in 10 minutes and come to the entrance of the camp. The man said before quickly turning around and heading off. That's Kenji Ono, a chunin and the leader of my 3-man patrolling team, whilst I'm here in the front line, Keijuo thought before standing up and turning to look around his tent. Having the memories of the past owner of this body was great as he quickly found all of his combat gear and outfitted himself. Turning around, Keijuo found a mirror next to his belongings. Taking it into his hands, he looked at his new face. With black spiky hair that went down to his neck and completely black eyes, he looked like the typical Uchiha if he had to say so himself. Though his features were more average when compared to the clan members. At least I'm not ugly, Keijuo thought to himself sarcastically before releasing a long-winded sigh. Putting the mirror back into his backpack, Keijuo turned around and headed out of the tent, and started going toward the entrance of the camp where his team would be waiting for him. Kenji Ono, the leader of the group, a Chunin-level ninja with below-standard chakra reserves for his rank. Overall he is only a Chunin because it is wartime, and in peace times he would have still been a Genin at most. Keijuo thought before starting to think about the last member of their group. It was another kid who had failed his Jonin Sensei exam and been sent to the Corps, where he had first met Keijuo. Yasuo Arakawa, similarly to Kenji, the guy is a civilian-birthed ninja with low to almost no accomplishments in the Ninja Academy. With short black hair and brown eyes, he was the typical cannon fodder. Keijuo thought as he walked through the camp. After a minute or so, Keijuo arrived at the camp's entrance where he saw ninjas patrolling and on guard duty, as well as others that kept coming in and out of the camp as they finished or started this mission, just like Keijuo was about to start his own. Looking around, he quickly found his teammates and headed to them. Hey, you're right on time, Keijuo. It's just a simple patrolling mission, so there's not much to explain in mission details. Let's just get started immediately so we can complete this quickly, Kenji said as he waved at Keijuo whilst Yasuo stood silent, merely giving Keijuo a nod. I hope you guys liked the first chapter. The update schedule is 1 chapter a day. The usual chapter length is 1000 words.